Chapter 10 to 11. No Ars Pav. Since I could remember, we primordial have always been the strongest and still are. We are the oldest demons in all of creation. From birth, we knew who and what we are and our significance in the grand scheme of things. Our power grew the longer we lived. We are 8 in total, distinguished by color: silver, black, red, white, blue, green, purple and yellow. We've fought for supremacy here in the netherworld, with only 3 being able to contend for the top spot. Each primordial is unique in their own way, but we all had something in common, which is our lust for battle. The first time we primordials came face to face with one another after our birth, we battled to the death for supremacy, but only one of us was able to come out on top. Argent. Cuckoo. Remembering that day fills me with ecstasy. So much power. Argent is a very unique primordial. From the moment I set my eyes on him, I knew he was different. The power his soul exudes is astronomical. His soul was pure, powerful and most of all beautiful. It was different from the souls of the other primordials. I couldn't quite make out what made his soul different. We as spiritual beings are very perceptive of souls, and manipulating souls is as easy as breathing. Our long life has made us understood many things in this world, but Argent is one of the things that puzzle me. The others didn't notice this peculiarity in Argent, or maybe they did and didn't think much of it. What made him even more peculiar was the fact that he never showed signs of intelligence. He acted similarly to demon beasts, wild and chaotic, but fighting him was much more difficult than fighting Rouge or Blanc, the only ones who could stand toe-to-toe with me. His raw power already put us at a disadvantage, but his ability to learn and mimic anything he saw was unsettling. Whatever we threw at him, he threw at us many times stronger. We are a battle-mongering race who grow stronger with each battle. Argent's power kept growing with each battle to the extent that it was becoming difficult to keep up with him. Our battles with him made us reach the pinnacle of strength as an archdemon. Things changed when Argent began devouring every opponent he faced. He was merciless and brutal, a fitting description for a primordial of his standing. As he devoured his opponents, he grew stronger in power. We primordials have died many times at his hands. He either devoured us or straight up killed us without remorse. It was through this act that we primordials realized that we truly are immortal, because each time we were killed, we were reborn without memories and personality intact. Everyone had a rivalry with Argent. Despite having no ego whatsoever, he fought and dominated us easily. It irked the others and they challenged him every chance they got, but still ended up getting killed or devoured. But make no mistake, with each battle we grew stronger and learned many things just as he did. This went on for millions of years. During that time other demons came to be. They were nothing special, weak and annoying. Lesser demons and younger greater demons possess animalistic and distorted appearances. Most demons above the lesser demon stage belong to a specific color lineage, with their color being apparent in their appearance. The color of a demon's sclera will usually match their lineage and, although not always, other parts of their body match this color as well. It was an interesting development, but not that significant. Most demons challenge us and end up losing badly, which mostly costs them their lives. Those unfortunate enough to be in close proximity to Argent or challenged him were never so lucky. He would rip them apart painfully down to the soul before devouring them. This earned him the name, Abyss Demon, a demon whose power is so vast it's like trying to gaze into an abyss. This went on for a very long time. Even newborn demons know never to mess with the silver primordial demon and always avoid him at all cost, except demons of Argent's lineage. They are a weird bunch who worship Argent like a god, all of them do. Normally, demons under our lineage respect and worship us and wish to serve under us, but there are those who are rebellious and have no such sentiment. Their aim is to acquire power beyond even we primordials. Cuckoo funny. Those children know nothing about the world. Argent's lineage is quite different. They all adore and idolize him, every single one of them. The moment a demon is born under his lineage, it is naturally filled with the desire to serve and worship Argent. Their devotion to Argent is enviable. They fight other demons in the name of Argent and offer him sacrifices to further strengthen him. Some even go as far as to offer themselves as sacrifice, saying, "We wish to be one with our god." This went on for so long it became a natural thing in the netherworld. Argent's strength kept rising to such a ridiculous degree that his status as a god wasn't far-fetched. He kept evolving, unlike us who stopped evolving and stayed as archdemons. It was what made me even more interested in Argent. No one could fight toe-to-toe with him anymore, not even we the primordials. We mostly avoid him, but sometimes challenge him if we are looking to satiate our boredom. With each passing moment, Argent grew in power. His presence alone was enough to kill any demon dumb enough to be in close proximity to him. Many demons even consider him the king of the netherworld. Even after all these years, Argent never gained an ego. He was labeled as a strange primordial for that reason. Argent managed to come across a netherworld gate, a gate that links our realm with the physical realm. He managed to escape to the physical world, but even after he left his presence could still be felt here. I followed after him to observe what he does, and what I saw truly was a magnificent spectacle. Chaos and destruction. Everywhere he went, death followed. He killed many monsters and humanoid beings who weren't much in terms of population. This is the first time I was seeing such humanoid beings. We primordials have been to the physical world before by going through a hell gate, but at that time only monsters that were born from magicules were what populated the world. All this did not matter to Argent. He devoured them, soul and all, without batting an eye. Then something fascinating occurred. Argent's power skyrocketed. He seemed to have evolved. The current him wasn't something any being could handle, or so I thought. As Argent rampaged, 8 beings made an appearance. They had 3 pairs of wings, and the power they exuded was astounding. They battled Argent but lost miserably. They couldn't even land an attack fast enough before Argent dodged it. All of Argent's strikes did a lot more damage than they could inflict on him. It was a sad sight. The battle raged on for days, with Argent gaining the upper hand. Every move executed by those 8 beings was replicated by Argent and perfected. The damage to the surrounding was catastrophic. That was until a new player came into the fray. The moment I caught sight of this being, I knew I and the other primordials were no match, neither was Argent. The power I could sense from him was infinite. The 8 beings with 3 pairs of wings withdrew from the battle. Only this singular and powerful being was facing Argent. The moment the battle began, the world shook, threatening to be destroyed by the colossal power of these 2 powerhouses. The magicule density was so high I had to increase the distance between I and the battlefield so as not to perish in the aftermath of their battle. Visibility became poor, even magic sense wasn't working. Every blow exchanged obliterated mountains, dried up seas, sunk continents. It was a battle between gods. Even those 8 beings couldn't compare. I was finding it hard to follow their movements with my perception. I could tell that Argent was going to lose. The strength of this new being was unfathomable, but for some reason this being didn't end the fight early. He seemed to have been observing Argent as Argent got used to the fighting style of this new being, even managing to mimic it. I was truly surprised by the power and battle prowess Argent was showcasing. One wouldn't even know he lacked intelligence as he fought. The only giveaway was the crazed expression on his face. The battle continued for days, with no one gaining the upper hand it would seem, but this new being was actually the advantageous one. For some reason this being doesn't seem to be running out of magicules while Argent is already running low. I myself have been running low on magicules, trying to maintain my magic body as well as trying to not get killed by the aftermath of this battle was draining. I managed to still stay in the physical world by absorbing magicules from the air since it was so abundant. My attention was fully on the battle, not missing any moment. There was a sudden shift in the battlefield, faster than I or even Argent could perceive. The enigmatic being vanished from sight, appearing right behind Argent. He launched a powerful blow that would have killed a primordial 1,000 times over at Argent. The moment the attack landed, Argent was thrown to the ground at astonishing speed. The shockwave from the punch caused the air to tremble. The ground split under the impact of Argent's fall. Argent lost the battle without knowing what happened. He laid unconscious on the ground. This being then landed next to Argent, stared at him for a second before placing his hands on him. Suddenly Argent's power began to diminish at an astonishing rate. Could he have sealed Argent's powers? Was what I theorized. This being possesses such vast amount of powers, it was baffling and intriguing at the same time. Who could this being be? This question plagued me. The being ordered the 8 beings who had been watching the battle just as I have. They left not without bowing their heads in reverence. I've been maintaining a considerable distance so as not to get caught, only for the being to look my way. He caught me. Thinking about it, it didn't surprise me. This being fought Argent and won overwhelmingly. His perception must be exceptional. The being stared at me for a second, smiled, then vanished alongside Argent. My magic sense couldn't detect where they teleported to. It must be quite the distance. I left for the netherworld afterwards. This battle truly opened my eyes to things much greater than my casual spars with Rouge and the others. Dot 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 dot. After my return to the underworld, I lived my life just as I always have, seeking enjoyment and fulfillment any way I deem fit. I would occasionally battle with the other primordials and some foolish demons who dared to challenge me, but it started becoming redundant. Guy and Blanc were the only ones who could fight me on an even footing, but that later on became boring. It made me realize that Argent was the only one who made me feel a sense of enjoyment. Although our battles have always been one-sided, it was always interesting. He is the only one who has pushed me beyond my limits. Though I still lose at the end, it was always a satisfying loss. He is an enigma that attracts my attention in every little way. His very existence is mysterious, something you don't see every day in the underworld. Many years have gone by and Argent has yet to return to the underworld. If he was killed, he would have returned to the underworld. Since he hasn't revived, it means that being didn't kill him. I sat in my castle replaying the battle I witnessed that day. A battle between two gods. How fascinating. I questioned whether he would ever return, until I suddenly felt his presence. I stood up from my throne and looked onto the horizon, trying to perceive the exact location of Argent. Cuckoo. Argent is back. I could sense him not too far from my castle. The others seem to have also noticed. I wonder what surprises he has installed. I instantly teleported close to where I sensed him, only to see him in battle with John. Tisk, I was too late, I muttered. I am peeved, but nonetheless watched earnestly as Argent and John battled fiercely. This is truly fascinating, my thoughts kept racing. Argent seems to have gained an ego. His golden eye shone with intelligence as he skillfully deflected every magic attack John threw at him effortlessly. His gaze locked onto her, analyzing her every moves for any feint or surprise attacks. He has grown, I can tell, but his power is weaker than it was before leaving Hell, although he is still stronger than us. Argent is back finally. He seems to have gained an ego after so long. Ha. This will truly make our battle an epic one, but it's a shame he's grown weaker, I heard from behind me. I could easily tell who it was without looking back. He's weaker but still stronger than all of us. His fighting style is much more precise and accurate, no wasteful movement, no excess energy consumption. As a matter of fact, fighting him will be a lot more difficult, another voice said. Cuckoo, I didn't think you were one to be interested in Argent, Blanc, I said, finally turning back to face Bother Rouge and Blanc. He is the only one who has managed to defeat every one of us. His strange behavior also warrants us to show interest him, doesn't it? He left the underworld and came back after so many years weaker than he was before. Right now I just want to fight him and prove that I am superior to him now, Rouge said with a maniacal smile on his face. Does it look like you can beat him? He may have been absent for a long time, but his fighting sense has only gotten better than it was before leaving the underworld. He is hardly exerting himself right now against John. Saying that, we turned to the battle only to see how John was having her ass handed out to her. It was like Argent was dealing with a baby. The difference in power was obvious. AWWN, we came a little too late, said a voice. It was Violet. Arriving after her were Blue and Vert. I didn't pay much attention to them. Would you look at that? Ha, John is being played with. How hilarious, Blue remarked. Following her comment, John prepared to launch a powerful spell. Abyss Annihilation UHN. Let's see how Argent counters that. Let's see how you survive this, you monster. Abyss Annihilation, she yelled. The second the magic was unleashed, a devastating explosion took place, spreading and consuming everything in its vicinity. Abyss Annihilation is a nihility and nuclear-type magic that utilizes minus energy from the bottom of Hell and mixes it into gravity collapse, creating an extremely devastating explosion that can tear down dimensions. It is the most powerful nuclear-type spell. Anyone caught within it will surely not sir. Predator, I heard a voice yell. Right in front of us, the explosion that threatened to consume everything in its path was enshrouded by a dark and ominous cloud of terrifying power that absorbed the power of the spell. The spell vanished within the cloud, leaving only the dark cloud that shrunk and retreated into the palm of Argent. What was that power? I have never seen anything like it. What was left in the aftermath was Argent standing there with a smile on his face. His actions shook the rest, most especially John. Magic like that doesn't just vanish. Let me try it out. Abyss Annihilation, we heard Argent say. What followed was the same attack John had unleashed, but much stronger. The underworld shook violently, a testament to the dimension-destroying power of the spell. The explosion kept spreading, almost reaching where we stood. It had already engulfed John. When everything cleared, John was nowhere to be seen, only Argent was present floating above the battlefield. Turning to the others, I asked, "Do you honestly think you can beat that?" "I may not be able to beat that, but I for sure still want to fight Argent to the death," Rouge said excited. "Such power. I wouldn't mind challenging Argent, after all he is an interesting individual just like you Noir." Blanc said with a devious smile on her face. "If we were to fight, do you think he can handle my poisons?" Violet asked. "I just want to fight him right now." "Come on Vert, let's go show that guy who's boss around here," the naive Blue said. "I can't deny it, I also want to have a feel of that power. To fight till I can't anymore. Losing at his hands would be much more fun. Foo 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 foo." Before we could make a move, Argent made his way towards us. Argent's pav. The moment I arrived in the underworld, I felt different, I felt stronger. Less than it can be attributed to the effects of the realm on its natural inhabitants. Demons are stronger in their realm than in a physical or semi-physical world. It is especially true for primordials. Greater than, I get it. So I'm stronger here but weaker when I get to the cardinal world. It mustn't have applied to Veldanava's dimension because that dimension is special since both spiritual and physical beings can stay there without problem. It's still different from the cardinal world in a way that spiritual beings can exist there without a physical body. Looking around, all I see is a wasteland with broken structures all over. Probably due to the constant fighting. The sky is sunless, but one could still see perfectly. This place is brimming with magicules. I remember how it looks like from my memories, but being fully conscious and seeing it feels different. I spread my senses far and wide to try and pick up anything. I could sense demons roaming about the realm, but 7 presences stuck out like a sore thumb. I assume they are the other primordials. Their strength does seem greater than the other demons roaming about. They seem to be heading towards me at the moment, but one is much closer than the other, saying that I turn to face the primordial floating behind me. "Long time no see, Argent. It's been too long, I've been waiting for the day you arrive so that I can kick your stupid butt," said a young lady with shoulder-length blonde hair and blue eyes. She wears a black snow coat with a skull pin over a white shirt and tie. Her appearance gives off the vibe of a high school delinquent. She is one of the powerful presences I picked up earlier, which means she is a primordial. Based on the color of her hair, I'd say she is the yellow primordial, John. She seems to have it out for me. I better calm her down by talking nicely before things escalate. You can never be sure with demons. I thought, "You must be John, nice to meet a fellow primordial after so long," I said with a smile on my face, stretching my hand out for a handshake. She seemed to have been caught off guard by my gesture. Did I do something wrong? I was quite perplexed. "I see you've finally gained an ego, you're also weaker than before. This will be fun," she said with a smile that sent shivers down my spine. Less than notice. Master does not possess a spine as a spiritual being. Greater than, I know, it's a figure of speech. Geez. Before I could reply to John, I saw a wave of fire heading towards me very fast. Less than notice. The attack has been analyzed and has been identified to be the nuclear strike magic, nuclear cannon. Greater than, Great Sage warned me. I deflected the magic easily. John doesn't seem to be shocked that I did, instead she still has that ominous smile on her face. I couldn't help to smile myself, for some reason I felt like fighting her myself. My battles with Veldanava is starting to show its effects with how I effortlessly deflected that attack. I wanted to see how I fare with a primordial. Since it's my first battle with my fellow primordial, I plan on enjoying it to the fullest. I could tell that it is the demon part of me that feels this way. I've battled Veldanava countless times with me losing every time, but I still learn and grow stronger with each battle. The frustration of losing to Veldanava every time, I'm gonna transfer it to her. I blitzed towards her faster than she could react and delivered a powerful blow to her face. She couldn't react on time and got blown away. We are both in our spiritual forms, so I could touch her. She stood looking mostly unaffected. Staring me dead in the eye, she says, "You bastard, still a troublesome one I see. I'll show you." Saying that, she blitzed towards me as well with her fist corked back to deliver a powerful blow. I deflected it and counterattacked with my own blows which hit. She kept trying to fight me using hand-to-hand combat, but I could tell she wasn't good at it. I landed more hits than she did every time. But the most shocking thing is, she kept getting better and better as we fought. That's a demon for you, a race solely focused and built for battling. My thoughts were interrupted by a magic attack. A cyclone was heading my way at terrifying speed. It seems to be wind magic. I counterattacked with my own cyclone to cancel John's magic out. We kept engaging in fist fight, throwing blows ever so often. John would occasionally throw a magic attack. Each one was very powerful. I would suffer some damage if I took them head on, so I just deflected them. I decided to try a magic attack myself. What to choose, I got it. I unleashed a magic I made during my time with WADEVV. Spiritual beings are highly resistant to magic, but if you infuse the magic with the ability to damage the astral body or soul. Chain Dragon Lightning, I muttered. Chanting isn't really needed since I have chant annulment, but I decided to do it to satisfy the otaku in me. It's lightning magic in the form of a dragon imbued with the ability to hurt the soul. It also has the ability to track its target, so there is no escaping. After saying the name of the spell, about 10 dragons made of lightning hurled towards John in quick succession. She manages to cancel out some by throwing magic bullets at them, a magic technique that involves condensing energy into a ball that detonates when in contact with its target, but she couldn't cancel them all and she got hit. Erge, she screamed painfully. If she was mad before, now she's furious. She came at me throwing all sorts of magic at me. I would just dodge them or parry. Those that managed to hit me would be stopped by my multi-layer barrier, something I've had on the whole time. All this time I've been analyzing her fighting patterns and magic, learning them. I mean, this is the perfect time to learn a lot more magic spells. I sense the other primordials have arrived and are watching the battle. I really hope they don't join. I don't want to fight multiple primordials at once. John and I kept exchanging blows at high speed, switching from hand to magic. I noticed that she was getting slower and the power of her magic was lessening. What gives? Less than notice. Analysis of the individual named John has shown that she is running low on magicals. Greater than. Already, I've barely used up a quarter of my reserves. I guess futility is really showing its worth here. Suddenly I felt a huge amount of magicals and an unknown energy being gathered by John. I instinctively knew that this attack was a dangerous one. But what is this mysterious energy mixed in with the magicals she gathered? Less than notice. Analysis has shown that it is minus energy. An energy present in the depths of the underworld. The magic being cast by the individual John possesses a large amount of minus energy. The characteristic of this magic is the annihilation of existence due to the minus energy. This can only be countered by saturating the minus energy with an equal or greater amount of plus energy. Greater than. So she managed to siphon this negative energy from the depths of hell. Can I do that? Less than I asked. Less than notice. After thorough analysis, Master is able to siphon minus energy from the depths of hell. Greater than. Great, let's see what this magic can do first. I wanted to see how powerful this spell is. It specializes in erasing things, so it's bound to be really powerful. Let's see how you survive this, you monster. Abyss Annihilation, John yelled. John unleashed the full force of the magic apparently called Abyss Annihilation, and boy was it powerful. As it headed towards me, it detonated, causing a powerful explosion that destroyed anything and everything in its path, and it kept spreading, heading towards me. I don't think I can take that head on. It's very powerful. Cuckoo, let's try this. Raising my hand, I yelled, unleashing a power I hadn't used throughout the battle. Predator. Right before my eyes and every primordial present, a black cloud erupted from my palm and enshrouded the attack, absorbing its energy until nothing was left. Everyone was gobsmacked. I could see their shocked faces using magic sense. It was priceless. Let's show off a little. Less than notice. Attack has successfully been isolated and analyzed. Do you want to execute? Yes, no. Greater than. Yes, I replied with a smile. Stretching my hand, I said, let me try it out. Abyss Annihilation. What followed after that was nothing but pure destruction. The explosion was much more powerful than what John did, and it kept spreading much farther than John's spell. The resulting explosion was so powerful the entire realm shook. Even I was shocked at how powerful the attack was. Less than notice. The amount of energy used by the individual named John cannot be compared to the amount used by Master. Greater than. I guess I added too much energy. Oops. I did notice that the spell was hard to control. If not for Great Sage, I might have lost control of the magic and it would have been disastrous. For a spell to shake an entire dimension. That's no child's play. I better be careful how I use that. Once the dust cleared up, John was nowhere to be found. Oh my WADEVV, did I just kill John? I panicked. Then I remembered that primordials can resurrect. I noticed from my memories during my time in Veldanava's dimension that no matter how many times I killed or devoured them, they always came back. After asking Veldanava, he said we primordial demons are connected to the great spirit of darkness, so we will always resurrect no matter what. It's the same for the angels as well. Calming down, I looked towards the others who looked to have gotten themselves together after almost getting caught up in the attack. I flew towards them at high speed. Getting to them, I landed gently in front of them. Kufu Argent, you never fail to amuse me. I really am excited to have you back in the underworld. Let us battle to our heart's content till only one is left standing," said one of the primordials with black hair having streaks of red and gold, as well as golden eyes with red pupils and black sclerae. He must be Noir, I surmised looking at the demon. Noir was finely dressed in garments like that of a prince. He was exuding a powerful aura, just like the others here. The way he is looking at me made me feel like I'm about to be eaten or something. He is definitely dangerous. It is nice to see you all. Before I could finish speaking, I was attacked. I dodged the magic with minimal effort. Looking at the person who initiated the attack. There is no need for introduction. We are already familiar with one another, isn't that right? Now we battle to finally decide who is the king of hell," said the one with red hair smiling deviously. Rouge, I muttered. This guy is giving off an aura that is just as powerful as Noir. Fine by me, let me have a taste of the new Argent, the white-haired beauty said while licking her lips. They all had a look of resolution on their faces. They are all ready to fight. It is a free-for-all fight. Everyone for himself, but I felt like I was the major target with how they were all looking at me. Cuckoo, fine by me, let's see just how powerful I am. Jane wasn't a good standard of measurement. She just kept mindlessly throwing punches and magic. But these guys, I know for a fact that I won't be disappointed. I was right, the fight was the best I've ever had. The only ones left are me, Rouge, Noir and Blanc. The others were killed off a few minutes into the battle by Rouge and Noir. Apparently they didn't want small fries getting in the way of their long-awaited rematch. The battle was intense with each of us exchanging blows with ungodly speed. In terms of magic, I'd say we are equal. But I don't plan on making that last forever. I plan on developing new magic spells with all the knowledge I've accumulated during this battle and my time with Veldanava. The only way to get the upper hand in the battle was to overwhelm your opponent using physical attacks, as well as cancelling out your opponent's magic before it's cast. In terms of computing speed, I was ahead of the other with the help of Great Sage. I was able to analyze and cancel out their magic before it was cast. Then cast my own magic as a counterattack. Hand-to-hand combat was where I excelled most. As demons, the others are well versed in magic than hand-to-hand combat. I on the other hand have experience using hand-to-hand combat from my battles with Veldanava, as well as imitating martial arts from comics, mangas and manhwas from my memories as a human. I dominated the fight, until they started learning from my moves and imitating it. Cuckoo. It was fun, I won't lie, fighting has become something I enjoy. At the end, I won. They couldn't land a decisive attack on me and my barriers were strong enough to repel their attacks. They also suffered damage from my attacks, also they ran out of magicals. I'm surprised they lasted this long. Their energy management is impeccable. I on the other hand still have about half my total reserves. Fighting with a god that has infinite energy has taught me how to converse energy for drawn-out battles. Utility was also a key player to that end. Looking at the three who didn't even have the strength to stand, I said, I really enjoyed this battle. I look forward to our next battle. I conjured a ball of minus energy on my fingertips, condensing it to its utmost limit. I'm thinking of creating new magic spells, so I've been formulating and trying out new spells throughout the battle. Nihility magic is the most destructive and hardest to control. Just to finally get the hang of it, I will unleash a new Nihility magic spell. I don't have a name for it since its only effect is to blow up and erase all things. I flick my fingers, shooting the ball of energy to Rouge, Noir and Blanc. The resulting explosion was powerful and created a tremendous shockwave that traveled for miles. Luckily it's not as powerful as Abyss Annihilation, so the dimension wasn't compromised. In the aftermath, only I stood triumphant. To showcase to my victory, I released my aura to let the other demons know that the primordial Argent is back. It was a close battle. I won't lie, if I didn't have Great Sage and Utility, the battle would have been much difficult. Staring into the horizon of this wasteland of a world, I prepared myself to begin a new chapter in my life. To be continued.